What is going on, guys? Back with another video. So today's one's going to be about my SEO checklist for 2019. These are going to be the best tips that I can give you in regards to on-page and off-page SEO. So make sure you watch this whole video throughout because there's going to be some valuable tips. And I've also left a link to my SEO checklist just below this video that you can get, and you'll be able to get all of my regular updates on the best SEO tips that I can give you throughout the course of 2019. Alright, so if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe before we get ahead and smash that thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Alright, so the first tip I'm going to give you is to install the Google Search Console. So make sure that your site's registered with that. It's basically the online hub, the one-stop shop for managing anything Google related. So any penalties on your site, any manual actions that you need to sort out or to disavow, any links that are coming in that you don't need coming in and you want to get rid of them, or to force index your posts so Google actually crawl it, that's going to be the place that you need to do it. Now the next one is to install Google Analytics. That's tip number 2. Google Analytics is definitely something that you can use to your benefit. It can show you what pages are getting the most traffic. It can show you the behavior on your site from your viewers, and it can give you just about any kind of information that's actually technical related with your user experience in that sense. So it's a really good thing to install and also to manage your site. The next one is to install the Google Sitemap, so the XML sitemap. And what that is basically that's how you submit your information to Google, so they know exactly what your site's about, and any updated information will be listed there and hosted there as well. So the way you can do that is by using Yoast, the Yoast plugin, and also Jetpack, the Jetpack plugin. All right, now find keywords that are being searched for. Now, whilst this is quite simple, it's very important for you to do that. You need to either use the Google search box itself, like how you would do it on YouTube. So the actual, when you type in the first few letters and then the suggested tab that comes up, that's basically what people are actually searching for. So make that very specific to the topic that you're writing about, and then obviously make sure you're doing that first before you even write the content. And also you can use a website called Answer the Public for that, or you could also use the key search tool or any other keyword research tool that you may in particular want to use. The next one is to do on-page SEO. So that involves making your permalinks on point, making sure that you've got your keywords spread out throughout your article in a very natural way. Make sure you do your meta description, which is just the section that pops up when someone searches your query on Google. So that little description that describes what your post is about. You also want to include the keyword in there, and also you want to have it in your title as well. Also, another thing you want to use is outbound links inside of that. So throughout your on-page content, you want to make sure you've got links that are going out to authoritative websites within your industry that can help your user or viewer to better understand the topic, okay? And you also want to have 1 or 2 internal links throughout your content in each specific post as well. The next thing you want to do is make your site mobile friendly. So that could be using the AMP plugin, which is Accelerated Mobile Pages plugin, or you could potentially just make your site responsive, and you can do that by using a responsive website theme. So if you head over to invatomarket.com, you'll be able to find many different themes of where you can find themes like Divi, Genesis, and some of the top themes like X theme, which I'm using, and basically install one of them, and it will basically adjust your CSS coding to fit any screen that it's actually used on. So it helps your user experience and makes your site up to date. You want to make your site super fast. So page speed is another ranking factor. So I recommend installing a page speed caching plugin, which could be WP Fastest Cache or W3 Total Cache. Any type of caching plugin will do. And what that will do is basically combine some of your CSS on your pages to actually allow your sites to load faster, and it will also defer the unimportant coding so it later loads. And you also could use the WP Smush plugin, which will then compress your image files and also potentially obviously load your images later, which is called lazy loading. The next thing you want to do is install the table of contents plugin. Now what that does is basically when you go onto a site and you see the contents box and it gives you all of the different listed H2 and H1 headings, you want to install that because it will allow you to rank for more than one potential keyword within one article. So I have seen websites rank just through table of contents keywords or H2s and H3 tags. Okay. The next thing you want to do is add image alt tags. So the way you let Google know about what your image is about is by basically putting your keyword or a variation of your keyword inside of the image alt tag. You can easily do that when you're uploading an image, and it will give you the option to actually add an alt tag, which you will essentially need to do if you want to tell Google about what your content or your image is about. Now you want to no follow affiliate links. If you've got affiliate links throughout your articles, you don't want Google or any other search engine to come through and crawl them and understand them. So what you need to do is set them to no follow. Now you can do this manually if you're using the new Gutenberg block setup, or if you're using the classic editor, there's a plugin that you can install which is called no follow. But if you're on a new editor, you can actually do this by going through and actually editing as HTML. The next thing is to install an SSL certificate. So this is what changes your site from HTTP to HTTPS. And you want to make sure that your site is secure because that encrypts any sensitive or confidential information, which then obviously protects the website from any external hack. Okay, so that is also something that Google pays attention to. Whether it's a direct ranking factor or not, I'm not currently aware of. Okay, so the next part is going to be all the off-page stuff, which is all the interesting part. So once you've compiled your content and you've made the content really good, really beneficial to the user, you've done all this technical stuff, the next part is to actually do all your on-page stuff. So I'm going to go through 6 tips that I can give you just on that. So the first one is actually, I'm going to say, share your content on social media. So that includes things like YouTube. But what you can do using the Jetpack plugin is you can set up an auto share on WordPress.com. So each time you post a new post, it will automatically share it on Tumblr, Twitter, LinkedIn, and one other platform, Facebook as well. So to a Facebook page. It's a really good tool to use because it saves you having to go and manage all these different social medias all at once. It actually just auto posts it as soon as you do it every single time. I don't recommend you using any automatic, third-party kind of tools to do it or softwares. I recommend just doing that, should be just fine. The other correlation that I found is with high-ranking content and YouTube videos that have the actual post inside of the description box. So what I've done for all of my affiliate sites is I've actually, each piece of content, I create a YouTube video, just a little basic video that I then put a bit of music over and then put the link inside of the description with also, my tag as the link to the actual blog post as well, with my website also as a tag as well. And it just basically creates more relevancy, and also you might potentially get some traffic if the videos start gaining some traction as well. The next thing is to use social signals. So if you got a website, you might see that obviously you can install like a social plugin, which the one I use is Social Warfare. So what that allows you to do is basically if someone comes on, if they like the content, they can potentially obviously share it. Now there's I think Social Snap, which is also another good one. And basically what it is you can also make your images pinnable, so people can obviously pin it on Pinterest. And also if someone wants to come in, Social Signals will automatically do that for you. The way it works is you'll start to see like hundreds of shares on that particular post, and that gives Google signals that the content is really good. So it appears that obviously people have come and shared it. So that's the first step of kind of off-page SEO that you want to do aside from sharing it on social media. The next tip is to create backlinks from Web 2.0s. So Web 2.0s are essentially mini blogs that are created on websites like WordPress.com, Blogger, and all of these other third-party sites that are built for brand new bloggers. What you want to do is make an About Me page, a contact page, and a home page, and maybe a privacy policy as well, and then just do like 2 to 5 pieces of content on the site that have to be no more than 500 words, but just make sure you've got one main article that's about 1500 words plus, and then link it back to one of your articles on your site. And basically what this will do is increase the relevancy for that particular article. So Google will see that as a signal that someone's actually thought that your article is really good and then linked back. But make sure you don't have any kind of link to your actual website apart from the backlink that you send. So don't name it the same thing, or don't use the same author name and all of that, because it's supposed to look like just a random person that's created a blog that's linked back to your article because it's good. Now the last tip is to basically get backlinks from authority websites. Now if you use the key search tool, which I recommend in most of my videos, which you can get below this video, you can basically find guest post opportunities and also many other sites of where you can basically get backlinks from. So what that's the process of is going out to these other sites and potentially writing a piece of content for them in order to get one backlink to come back to your particular post that's relevant to the one that you're writing for them. What that will do is basically use all of their authority to drive some of that juice back to your site to increase the relevancy of that particular post that you're trying to rank. And that is it in a nutshell. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Very short. I tried to keep it under 10 minutes for some of my subscribers out there, so you know who you are. Make sure you enjoyed it. And also, it might have been a little bit scripted in this video because I was reading it off a paper, but I wanted to make the tips really good. If you like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.